Brock Marion to return to kickoff. And Marion breaks out of the pack at the 40 at midfield in Washington territory.
Well, we talked about special teams and we talked about returners, but who would have thought that it would have been Brock Marion?
You got Herschel Walker back there. You got Brian Mitchell and Brock Marion.
Yeah, you have Deion Sanders, and here it is, the starting free safety Brock Marion, who makes a great run, support tackling, starts up in the middle.
Yep.
It was a middle return, nothing there, bounced it to the outside and then up the sideline.
A 46-yard return by Brock Marion. He's had an outstanding year.
Yeah, and he's had to, because Darren Woodson, the other safety there, has missed a lot this year.
Emmett Smith, not much.
Emmett Smith taking the pitch back, getting to the 45.
Marcus Patton brought him down, lost a yard perhaps.
You know, we talk about this defense here, Pat, of the Redskins, and the thing that they do well is you can't score against them. You know, I mean, they're like 29th against the rush, and they have some bad statistical numbers, but the one statistic for the Redskins, which to me has to be the goal of any defense,
sure does,
is you don't score against them.
That's the most impressive one. In fact, these two teams are almost dead even in points against. Here comes the blitz, and Aikman's knocked backwards. Just did get rid of it, intended for Anthony Miller. Aikman just got rid of it.
Yeah, this is one of the things we've seen a lot of Cowboy games, and Troy Aikman has really taken way too many hits this year. I mean, you know, they started with the Eagles doing it, and every team, when they play the Cowboys, their goal on passing downs is to blitz and to knock Troy Aikman down.
But the Redskins didn't do much blitzing in the first half.
That hasn't been a big part of the Redskin defensive plan.
3 wide receivers for Dallas. Aikman, here comes another blitz. Aikman up on top, incomplete. Anthony Miller again. Every week they keep saying it's time for Anthony Miller to step up.
And they keep saying that he has great speed. I don't know. He looked like he stopped on that one, or they just weren't in sync, because Troy Aikman was leading him to one area and Anthony Miller wasn't going to that area. Anthony Miller's right there, and I'm not sure if he just stopped or maybe he stopped because Darrell Green tugged at him.
So the kickoff return by Brock Marion gets very little except field position. So we'll be going into the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. 13:47 left in the third, and Dallas continues to lead Washington 6-0. We got all kind of changes in the Redskin offensive lineup. Mark Logan's the fullback, and Ed Simmons is the tight end.
Ed Simmons is right here, number 76. Of course, he's the normal tackle, been the starting tackle, had a number of injuries this year, but they will bring him in as a short yardage tight end. They're bringing him in now on first down as the tight end.
1st and 10. They got to be running in that direction, and Terry Allen does. And Terry Allen knocked out of bounds after a pickup of 4.
We had word that Leslie Shepard dislocated his left elbow. Remember that play? That was just before the half. You see him get hit there by Omar Stoutmeyer. As he goes down right on his left hand, and the brunt of it has to go someplace, and went right to his left elbow and dislocated it.
You knew something had to be dislocated or something broken. You could just see it. Here's Gus Frerotte back to throw underneath to Terry Allen.
Pass complete to Terry Allen at the 30-yard line. Ball forward to the 35.
That could be first down. Looks like it is. Alvin Harper, we just been notified, has a sprained ankle. His return is doubtful.
Now, when you get a little running going, or they have to honor the run, then you can go the play fake, and you fake the run in there, hold that defense. That really helps your pass protection like it did on that play.
There's Frerotte to Allen. And Terry Allen past the 35. Randall Godfrey the stop. The Redskin fullback Larry Bowie has a sprained ankle. They thought he'd be back, but he hasn't so far. Mark Logan is a fullback. Not normally a fullback, a blocking fullback.
That's not bad running in there behind Bob Dahl and Sharp Pordonish, the right guard and the right tackle. They're two pretty powerful run blockers, the right guard and tackle of the Redskins.
The handoff is to Logan. Not much doing. Darren Woodson up to make the stop. He plays the run. Well, he just plays about as well as anybody.
You know, he was when he was in college, he was a linebacker, and he was a linebacker that ran a 4.4. So what the Cowboys had in mind was you get a linebacker who runs a 4.4 and you play him at safety. So then when you need a safety or a cover guy, he's back there, and when you need an extra run guy, you have an extra linebacker in your defense, and it's worked out great for him.
Tight end in motion, and here's Farrat back to throw. The quick pass is to Allen. And Terry Allen gets another Redskin first down. Terry Allen's not known as one of Farrat's choice receivers, but
No,
use him like you have to.
Yeah, and they usually bring in Brian Mitchell on that third down passing situation. That time they left Terry Allen, but you'd see how aware he was. He was running right at those first down stakes. We've been talking about that all day, how you have to be aware where the first down marker is and getting beyond it and so on. Terry Allen did it perfectly that time.
First down, Redskins at their own 42. Asher again in motion. Farrat again back to throw. Has time. Does throw. Pass incomplete. Bounces out of bounds, intended for Westbrook.
Anytime you see two receivers in the same area like that, you're going to see Logan and Westbrook end up just side by side right here. One of the receivers is too deep and the other one is too short. And you see right there, well, they were both reacting to the ball, but Logan either should have been a little shorter to get a little more separation between he and Westbrook. Because you see what happens, the ball brings more defenders, and also another man brings more defenders.
Here's Farrat. Pass complete. That's Henry Ellard. And they move it into Dallas territory. Henry Ellard has been doing just that for as long as I can remember.
And isn't it kind of fitting that that's the first completion to a wide receiver in the Washington Redskins today? And that's what they have to do, because if you don't get a ball to the wide receiver, and I know it's tough with a Kevin Smith there and a Deion Sanders and so on, but if you don't, you really shrink the field. I mean, you just bring everything in, and you really tighten this area if you don't get to the outside.
This is Washington's deepest penetration of the day. They're inside the Dallas 40. Before this, it was to the 49.
You know, one thing that Terry Allen was talking to us about last night, that he's always liked about Norv Turner, is that unless they get way behind, he'll stay with the run. And a lot of these offensive coordinators, they love to pass, and once they pass, it's very difficult for them to come back and start calling running plays.
Well, they all say we got to be patient, and that's what being patient is all about.
Yeah, and getting away from it and coming back to it, and Norv always does that.
Incomplete, intended for Asher. And he was open.
Oh, they had that one too. That was a bootleg against a blitz, where the backs go to the left. Gus Farrat's going to come out to the right. You see the bootleg, they're going to fake like here, and then Gus Farrat's going to come out here with the tight end going out there, and they had this thing wide open. Watch the fake. You see everyone's going for Terry Allen. Asher's just wide open, and I don't know. Gus Farrat may have thrown that ball a little before he had to, but that would have been a sure first down.
And more. 3rd and 7. Asher moves into the slot. And Farrat goes down as the Cowboys put the heat on. This will take them out of field goal range and bring on the punter.
Yeah, we talked about Randall Godfrey and how many big plays he's made this year, and you're going to see he's one of the guys. You see all 4 of the guys. Here comes Randall Godfrey, and you get the big pass rush there. He doesn't get blocked. He's the first guy. Randall Godfrey was the first guy that hit Farrat, made him bring the ball down and start to go up into the line, and then all 4 defensive linemen got him.
They're coming after Turk, who gets off a line drive of Deion Sanders, and who fielded it just before it hit the ground and has to stay there. Dallas will take over at about their own 17-yard line. Buster Blimp for providing us with these beautiful aerial views, and indeed they are. Currently flying over this event, altitude of 1,000 feet, and not a cloud anywhere. It was cold this morning, but now it's delightful.
This is good football weather. This is good hitting weather.
As long as it's down there instead of up here.
It's not too hot and it's not too cold.
Nothing doing for Emmitt Smith. Ryan Keel made the stop.
Yeah, that's one of the guys who's becoming a popular guy there in Washington is Ryan Keel, kind of a local guy,
yeah.
Free agent. He was on the practice squad and they activated him, and he says he's one of those guys that just kind of handles the middle. Look, he got his hair coming down over that
yeah.
left eye or something in there that looks kind of strange, but he says he's just a big old fat guy who takes care of the middle, lets those good bodies handle the outside stuff.
There comes that blitz again. They jump. Somebody jumped. Passes out to Herschel Walker.
Did you see that? The ball was in the air as the flag was in the air, and they were both arriving at Herschel Walker at about the same time. I've never seen a flag thrown like that. The ball was coming one way at Herschel Walker, or to Herschel Walker, and the flag was coming the other way to Herschel Walker.
On the defense,
the Redskins were blitzing,
5-yard penalty. Repeat,
and they
second down.
jumped early. Rich Owens. Let's see if we can see the jump. And look out for the flag.
Yeah, Rich Owens is number 96. In fact, it was Keel that jumped. It was 99. They said 96. He was up on top. It was 99 after we were bragging about how big old Keel, big old fat guy taking care of the middle, let the good bodies take care of the outside.
He said he looked funny in one eye. This is Emmitt Smith off to the races. A flag on the play way back near the line of scrimmage.
And that's one great thing about having great speed in your secondary that Darrell Green has. You're not going to get real long runs for touchdowns.
They're going to bring it back.
And when you see the referee go like that, you don't know if he means bring the ball back or bring the officials over
face
there.
mask.
That's exactly what it was. He was giving that signal to get the officials over there closer to him.
Here's Emmitt.
Face mask, 5 yards on the defense, number 37. First down.
Yep, you can see number 37 was Jesse Campbell, and just as Emmitt Smith broke through the line, Jesse Campbell came, and not only did he get the face mask, but he missed the tackle.
Yep. If you're going to get the face mask, you might as well drag the guy down.
You have to get the guy down.
Yep.
I mean, that was, he had that face mask penalty, Jesse Campbell did, because he was in poor tackling position.
Two tight ends set up, and LaFleur goes in motion. Aikman goes back to throw it. The pump, and Aikman goes deep. It's incomplete.
Well, they didn't get Jesse Campbell on that one.
No.
That's the thing that they were going to try. I mean, somehow they think that they can get a post over here on this side. Here's the post. They think they can get this, but they can't get the guy beat here, plus they can't get the safety out of the middle. See, you got two safeties sitting back there. So the pump doesn't do anything. See Jesse Campbell, he's just sitting. Good coverage here. He's just waiting for it, reading the quarterback, and there was no chance at that to be complete. Dishman had him on one side. Jesse Campbell had him on the other side.
And now it's 2nd and 10. And again, LaFleur moves in motion. Aikman has caught this time by Irvin the slant. That's a pattern they've sort of gotten away from.
Yeah, and I think that what they're trying to do is they were throwing that so much and not loosening them up that they want to try and loosen them up now. And this is what Michael Irvin can do just by using his body, and it's all position. I mean, Chris Dishman is right there, but all Michael Irvin did is when he got that right shoulder turn, then he gave Troy Aikman a target to throw that slant to.
3rd and 2. They're 4 out of 10 on 3rd down. This is Bjornsson. And that's Emmitt Smith. He's short of the first. Derek Smith made the stop.
You know, that's been the story of the Dallas Cowboys all year. I mean, they've done it this whole game. Barry Switzer's saying go for it, but they put themselves in this position way too many times. And I think that's the difference between the good Cowboy teams that they've had over the years and this Cowboy team, which has been kind of average so far this year. It's been this position on third down, coming up short and getting in those fourth and short situations.
Will you ever forget 2 years ago in Philadelphia? Third and short, they went for it, didn't make it. Fourth and short, they went for it again and didn't make it.
You know, and that's a tough one because they want to run the ball and they want to run it behind their best offensive lineman, Larry Allen, which brings you to the right side, but it also makes you run it behind Tony Hudson, who is a guy playing his first NFL football game ever. I guess he played 4 downs last week, but I mean, he's really starting his first game.
And Emmitt Smith went over to the sideline and looked as if Herschel Walker was grabbing Emmitt by the hand and stretching his arm, trying to see how much strength he had. Remember, he got it hurt in the first half.
This isn't a bad situation for a play pass. In fact, I believe they've been in the huddle too long. Anytime you're in the huddle that long, you're usually calling a pass play.
Too long for a sneak?
Yes, way too long for a sneak. This has to be a pass.
Miller comes in motion, and Aikman is back to throw. Swings it outside to LaFleur.
That's unbelievable.
Going to be close.
That is unbelievable. LaFleur ran that pattern too short. That's just stupid. I mean, you can't be fourth and a half a yard and run a half a yard pattern. That's just dumb. I mean, I know he's a rookie and I know all this stuff, but you have to be taught that you see this thing, you have to run beyond it.
Maybe he did.
I don't think. No, he didn't. I mean, he may have got beyond it at the end, but I don't think he did.
No.
I mean, here he comes. He's going to come out here. You have to know where that marker is, and you have to get beyond it. You can't, because the guy's tackled too well. You can't believe you're going to catch it and then run for yardage.
And I don't care how big and how strong you are, you're not going to break a tackle by a guy like that.
Just dumb.
Cowboys 6. The Redskins nothing. Look at. I don't know what he said. Do you?
No, he said he ran the pattern short, and he said that's the second time.
Too short, I think, were 2 of the words he said.
Yeah, and it was LaFleur, and it was too short 2 times. Too squared.
Ellard was the man in motion. To Henry Ellard.
I don't know if the whistle. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. Here's an official. There's an official saying that he was down, but I didn't hear the whistle from up here.
But now there's a guy who's thinking. He wasn't sure either. Why not take off?
Oh, here's Henry Ellard, and he just comes across and goes in motion, and then he runs that skinny post that they call it. He runs it on Kevin Smith. Gus Frerotte hits him. I don't know that anyone touched him when he went down. He goes down. He's touched. He's touched right there. Brock Marion.
First down, Redskins. Frerotte. Terry Allen. Terry Allen heads into Dallas territory right now for a McDonald's game break. Washington. JB has battled back. They still trail by 6. Frerotte rolls out. Gets one block, throws it away.
You know what's happening here with the Dallas Cowboys? It's the same thing that happened in a lot of their games. Is they win and they're beating the other team, but they let them stay in there by not getting first downs, by not making fourth downs, by not being able to convert in the red zone. Then they just leave this score up here, 6-0. Now it seems like the whole game the Cowboys have really outplayed the Redskins, but all the Redskins need, it was a lot like the Philadelphia game, all the Redskins need is 1 touchdown and they're winning the game.
And as I've heard so many times, heard you say so many times, you got to put them away once you get them down. Allen across the 30.
Inside the 30-yard line to the 29.
There's some good line play in there. I mean, you know, when we were talking to Terry Allen yesterday, he said this game's going to be what is that word?
Smash mouth.
Smash mouth. I don't use that word.
I don't either.
Yeah, smash mouth football.
I thought maybe somebody smashed you in the mouth.
Well, I mean, that happened a lot of times too. But anyway, he said it was going to be smash mouth football, and you know, won by the offensive line, and that's probably what it's going to end up being. You know, when this thing is all over, it'll probably end up smash mouth and offensive line.
Right now, the Redskins take a timeout, and Farrat comes over to talk to Ed Norv Turner.
The coach crazy. You see, you call a play in a formation, and then the guys don't get lined up in it properly, and they're still motioning each other, and then they have to take a timeout. Watch what Norv Turner was doing. He was watching that formation. He and Terry Robisky, the wide receiver coach, next to him. If we can't get it lined up, then let's take a timeout and talk about it and come and try it again.
3rd and 7 at the Dallas 29.
Especially when you get 3rd down. You don't want anyone lining up in the wrong spot or not running the proper pattern.
3 wide receivers watch the Dallas defense and see if they bring somebody. They don't. Chris Thomas makes the clutch reception in front of Kevin Smith.
He did. Watch this here in the clicker. You'll see the quarterback up on top and the receiver down here in the bottom. Chris Thomas, he's just working right there, and he works the slant. And once he gets the position right now, and Kevin Smith right there, now the ball can be led into him and down where there's no way that Kevin Smith can get to it. The only guy that can catch it is a receiver.
At the 20. 1st and 10. Allen to the 18. Stopped by Fred Strickland.
That was the thing that Norv Turner was, you know, always talking about, is being able to convert 3rd downs, because then you can call plays, then you can string things together, then you can get mixture. You can run inside, run outside, play pass, hit your slants, and all those things. When you can't convert to 3rd downs, then you never get into a rhythm and play calling.
That guy, Norv Turner, never gets tired of talking about football. Here's Farrat. Blitz coming. Pass incomplete. Intended for Asher.
Chris Thomas, remember the guy that caught that slant? He was the guy that played with the 49ers a couple years ago, and went to Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, and a lot of great football players have come out of Cal Poly.
What kind of football do they play? Smash mouth?
They play smash mouth football. They play at Cal Poly.
And who went there that you might know?
Chris Thomas.
And who else? Other than you,
no. Bobby Beathard went there.
Well, he was your teammate.
Yeah. Hoffman.
3rd down, another big 3rd down, and another Redskin timeout.
Alex Bravo.
A lot of big names.
When we got the
Watch this play here. You know, we talked about, here's Ed Simmons and the block that he gets here, and watch Trey Johnson. He's going to be pulling there. Watch the big left guard. He pulls and leads. So you get Ed Simmons as a tight end. You get your big Trey Johnson pulling from the offside.
Here's Herschel Walker. And there's not much doing for Herschel. He's out to about the 24. Stopped by Jenkins. Got the good block, or one of the good blocks on the kickoff on the touchdown play.
Yeah, you talk about momentum and how things change, and the Cowboys, we talked about that. They were playing well, but they just didn't score. They didn't take advantage of when they were going well. They let the Redskins sit in there, hang in there, and then Gus Frerotte makes a couple plays, Terry Allen makes a couple plays, and boom, they're ahead 7-6.
Now the Giants have won. If the Redskins win, they'll tie the Giants. If the Cowboys win, they'll still be behind the Giants, but they'll tie the Redskins. This is a big game for both these teams. Here's Aikman. They blitz off the corner. The pass is caught, fumbled. Walker gets it. Now they're saying, the Redskins sideline is saying, we got it. looked as if Herschel Walker, who made the recovery, was down.
Yeah, the Redskins are just taking it to us. I mean, they're playing, you know, we always use the word intensity. The Redskins are playing with more intensity than the Cowboys.
Bjornson made the reception. It's still a Cowboys ball.
There's even more intensity in that pile up there. In fact, I think the Redskins had the most intensity. The officials were second most, and the Cowboys were third.
You think he had possession?
No, I don't think he had possession.
Walker squeezed it, got away from him, and he squeezed it again, and it got away from him.
And he's still squeezing it. Smith is down there squeezing it. Dishman is trying to squeeze it.
Now it's close to a first down. They might have to measure to see where the recovery was made. They have given it to Herschel Walker. Now let's see if it was a first down. Yes, it is.
First down, Dallas.
So then that was a completion to Bjornson, and then a fumble, and then recovered by Herschel Walker for the first down. Barry Switzer said, "We'll take these things any way we can get them."
However,
you know, I'm impressed with the job this Washington Redskin defense is doing, and the way Mike Nolan has them playing, the defensive coordinator Earl Leggett, the defensive line coach, and the discipline and the intensity that this defense is playing with.
Emmitt Smith to the 40, a flag on the play.
And that flag is in the area of offensive holding. That came from the umpire. That's usually against an offensive lineman.
Down on the field before the game, we were talking with the people that circulate down on the field. Well, let's listen to this first.
Holding on the offense, number 61, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
All against Nate Newton, but anyway, everybody was saying, without question, Mike Nolan, you were just talking about a minute ago, should be a head coach in the NFL.
And you know, and he's a young guy, and he's going to be a head coach in the NFL. And it was interesting. I saw a shot of you down there talking to his dad, Dick Nolan, who was a teammate of yours with the Giants, and Mike Nolan, the three of you standing there. I'm saying that's a great shot.
Troy Aikman still in the pocket. The ball's loose. Newton scrambles for it first.
Those are some words you've never used before in your life. Newton scrambles for it.
Maybe. And I guess Nate got it.
Yep, but this is good coverage. This is one of those coverage sacks. You see, Troy Aikman was looking, and he had to hold the ball too long, and then the sack is going to come. This is why he had to hold the ball. You watch Chris Dishman here against Michael Irvin. You know, there's one guy, you see, he can't go there.
Nope.
And then he looked on one side, and he looked in the middle, and by the time he looked to the third one, he got the ball knocked out.
2nd and 30 to Emmitt Smith. 2 or 3 will bring up about 3rd and 28. This game summary brought to you by Budweiser. Emmitt Smith, 16 rushes, 88 yards. Terry Allen got his 4th rushing touchdown of the season to tie the score. The Redskins have allowed 1 touchdown, not today, in the last 8 quarters. None today. 2 field goals by Dallas.
Yeah, and that's where their defense is so good. There's Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, and again, these situations are tough. I mean, the Cowboys have a lot of problems, and Ernie Zampese is not a big one of them.
Incomplete to Stepford Williams. It would not have been enough for a first down. So the Cowboys will have to punt with 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
But couldn't you just feel the momentum change? Or couldn't you just feel the intensity on that Redskins sideline? Even though things were happening to them where they weren't lining up properly, they had a burn tying up. You know, Norv Turner was getting upset. Gus Frerotte got upset. But at least they got upset.
Yep.
And I don't care what you say, this is a game of emotion. And there's only one way to play it, and you have to play it with a heck of a lot of emotion. Having said that, there's a penalty.
Well, if you don't play it with a lot of emotion, you don't wind up playing in December, late December and January.
There's no other way to play it.
False start prior to the snap. Offense number 51. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Broderick Thomas still 4th down.
But at some point, I think, you know, the Cowboys, if they're going to have any kind of year, and, you know, I mean, it may get to the point of no return here quickly, but if they have to get mad about it and say, hey, you know, let's go out there and do some fighting like the Redskins just did on that last series when they had the ball.
This is Brian Mitchell. Up and into Dallas territory at the 45.
Big Dale Hellestray in there with Mitchell. Yeah, Hellestray, the snapper for the Cowboys. Brian Mitchell, the return guy, snapper against return guy.
Well, somebody's got to get excited. Tonight, why is this dog in a tailspin? You'll see. And 10 Washington at the Dallas 45. Rod has Ellard in motion. He gives to Terry Allen. Terry Allen picks up 3.
You know, one of the things the Redskins felt is that their offensive line is bigger and stronger than the Cowboys defense, and if they could get to this position in the game, if between now and the end of the game they could just wear them out.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Washington 7, Dallas 6. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Second it sets.
Rod to Ellard. Up the middle for a few.
You know, when they got Henry Ellard in this game, that kind of started them going, because there was a point where they hadn't hit a wide receiver, and I think Henry Ellard came into the game and was the first wide receiver to catch a pass, and then they started some things going, and they got Chris Thomas in there, and he catches a couple of passes, and and that seemed to widen or stretch this Cowboy defense a little.
And now they're at the Cowboy 35-yard line. Rod going for more. Incomplete. Westbrook covered by Sanders. A flag on the play, and that's going to be against Westbrook.
Yep, there were 2 officials right there, and they didn't call anything, and then the 3rd official threw the flag in there.
Oh, I'm wrong.
That was funny that there were two officials on that side and the guy from the middle.
On the defense, number 21, 1st down.
Yeah, Michael Westbrook said that Deion Sanders has a hold of him, and you can see the hand right there is on him right now, but does he hold him? You say, I don't know that that's a hold.
Is that pass interference?
No, unless you go back, unless something happened before that. What we saw in that picture was not pass interference.
Nevertheless, it's 1st down at the Cowboy 23-yard line. And the Redskins send Terry Allen straight ahead for nothing. Dexter Coakley made the stop. There's
Deion Sanders still can't believe it. He's down there talking to that official in the middle. You see, he's walking over towards the official in the middle that called it. There was an official on both sides there that didn't call it, and the official in the middle called it, the one that Deion's talking to right now, that he walked over there to talk to.
Well, he doesn't go to the defensive huddle anyway.
No, so he has time to talk to the officials between plays.
2nd and a little over 10. Farad will take the jump ball. And touchdown.
Henry Ellard again. He's amazing. Henry Ellard came in and changed this game.
He really did.
He's been playing it for 15 years. They couldn't get a ball to a wide receiver. They bring him in. Now watch this against Kevin Smith. Here's Henry Ellard. He's going to go get to the end zone, and there's just going to be a jump ball. You see, he's watching the ball. He pushes Kevin Smith right there at the end. Pushes him, and then comes back and catches the ball. That's what a 15-year vet does.
He was sort of phased out early in the year, and now he's phased himself right back in.
You know, and they're allowing more and more pushing by wide receivers this year than they ever have in the league.
The extra point by Blanton is good. It's 14-6. And the crowd at Texas Stadium is stunned. 13:37 left.
He's he's right. He did push him, but his Cowboys are down.
Here's Herschel Walker returning the kickoff. Herschel breaks out of the pack to the 33-yard line. The Redskins have done all this comeback in spite of those key injuries today. Leslie Shepard dislocated his elbow. Alvin Harper sprained his ankle. Larry Bowie hurt his ankle. In spite of that, they've captured the lead.
The interesting thing, but that brought Henry Ellard into the game, and Ellard kind of gave him a spark. And then that also brought Chris Thomas into the game.
Or it would have been Alvin Harper.
Right, and and that gave him another spark, and then they took all the momentum and all the fight and everything away from the Cowboys.
Aikman gives to Emmitt Smith. Smith's got some room. To about the 41. Stanley Richard hit him hard.
You should see Larry Allen come around that corner. I mean, this is the way a guard is supposed to come around the corner. I know the Cowboys are down and losing, but watch Larry Allen pull and make a collision here. I mean, he comes out like a determined man. Now, this is the way a guard should block. He just obliterates that side.
That's a awesome sight, isn't it?
How'd you like to be Jesse Campbell there? Jesse Campbell's looking and he sees number 73 and says, "Oh, I got to stand up to it, but I don't like it."
2nd and 1. Emmitt's second carry in a row, and this one with his last surge should get the first down.
We saw a picture when the Redskins had the ball just before they scored. We saw the owner of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, down there in the sideline. And he was walking that sideline with some real urgency.
He had a lot of urgency in his step.
One of the guys that he walked to was Larry Allen. Now I don't know who he's going to walk to.
Larry Allen's one of the people who can help you immediately.
And Jerry Jones is a very, very competitive guy.
Bjornsson in motion. The fake this time to Emmitt Smith. Aikman stood in a long time, and it's over the fingers of Eric Bjornsson.
You know what this is all about? It's all about great coverage today by the Washington Redskins, because Troy Aikman has had some time, and he's looked, but he just hasn't been able to find anyone open. No one is getting open. I mean, the tight ends are, and here's Michael Irvin. He's on Chris Dishman, and you watch him, you see, and he's covered. You see the tight end is covered. You see the other side. Here's Anthony Miller. He's running nothing. There's nothing to throw to there. No one's working. So not all these sacks and all these things are the quarterback of the line. It's been great coverage by the Redskins.
2nd and 10. LaFleur about 3 yards. Aikman again gets to his feet.
These tight ends have been catching the ball, but they catch them all the time for none yards. And that's the thing that, Troy Aikman was talking about the underneath game and how they have to do the underneath game. But, he has to get rid of the ball because he's getting hit every time. And then none of his outside guys are getting open. Then he tries to go to his short guys, and they're running 2- and 3-yard patterns.
4 wide receivers this time. Smith stays in the block, picks up a blitz. The pass is caught by Billy Davis. And that'll be enough to move the sticks. You said something a minute ago in talking about who was covered. And the guys who weren't getting the ball were not working. You're right.
That's the thing. Watch Billy Davis out here. You see 3 receivers on this side. Billy Davis is on this side, and this is what he looks like. You see, he has isolation over here. He's on Darrell Green. He gets him turned. Troy Aikman makes a perfect pass.
And a good catch by Billy Davis.
Billy Davis, for a guy that isn't a starter and doesn't play a lot, seems to make more big plays.
Doesn't he, though?
Both on special teams and whenever they call him. I think they ought to play him a little more.
Here's Aikman. Incomplete. There's the flag. There had to be one that play. Intended for Bjornsson.
Well, Jesse Campbell was there. Jesse Campbell was covering, and at some point when you cover a guy, if he's going to catch it, you have to go from cover guy to tackler. Jesse Campbell went to tackler too early. The referee lost one of his officials. He got his flag. Norv saying that that's an uncatchable pass is what he's saying.
Come on.
But Jesse Campbell did tackle him before the ball got there. Walt
Coleman again is the referee. Jerry Jones with his back to you.
Jerry Jones will have something to say about it. Barry
There is
Switzer.
no penalty on the play. The ball is not catchable.
Oh, no, that's the third time that they've picked up a flag against these Cowboys. Watch they play here. It's a play pass. Here it is right here. Watch Jesse Campbell, number 37. The ball's in the air. He tackles him. Oh, that's interference.
Yeah.
I mean, now what they're saying is the ball was over his head, but if you don't tackle him, you don't know how high he's going to go to catch it.
How can you say it's uncatchable?
Yeah, you can't. I don't know. I mean, that, you know, sometimes, you know, I like these crew conferences to get things straightened out, but sometimes what they do, I think a guy sees something, makes a call, and then someone else talks him out of it.
2nd and 10. Davis wide to the right. Stephen Williams right left. Incomplete. Michael Irvin had it slip through his fingers.
I tell you, Chris Dishman has done an outstanding job on Michael Irvin. He's been on him all day. He's one of these guys that just kind of pesters you. You know, he's there. He's not a real physical guy, but he's always grabbing an arm. He's doing all those things that just throws your concentration off enough.
This one, he could have caught.
Well, he should have, but I think Chris Dishman has got him distracted. I think he's got him a little frustrated.
That's Darrell Green who's limping. Dishman, who was on the coverage.
Yeah, that was he looked like at the end of the play he got tangled up a little bit, but he's been out there all day on Michael Irvin. He's been messing with him all day, and I think he's taken a little of that concentration off, and just on that last pattern there by grabbing a hand, you know, as he went, you know, before he got his hands up, I think that took just enough off that made Michael Irvin drop that pass.
Saw Aikman perhaps say, let's go, let's get the play in, and let's get going.
Well, they got Dishman out of there. Now's the time to go to work. If Michael Irvin's your playmaker, go to work with him.
3rd and long. Incomplete. No flag. That's the first thing you look for, is a flag. The Cowboys will punt it.
But Troy Aikman has thrown a couple of pretty good passes here. I mean, he's as accurate as there is, and those balls have been in there. I mean, I think Michael Irvin should have caught the one before, and I think Stepford Williams should have caught that one.
Toby going to punt for the Cowboys. High, good kick. Ryan Mitchell signals fair catch and makes it at the 12, where the Redskins will take over with 10 minutes and 14 seconds left to play. Washington leading 14-6. 15 left. A lot of time. The Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts. There's Mark Tuinei, Wade Wilson, the backup quarterback, the backup to Aikman. Tuinei has been missed.
Chris Dishman there is talking to Darrell Green about how he's been covering Michael Irvin and doing an excellent job.
Ed Simmons again at tight end.
You see, he came out of there like he was a wide receiver or something, like it was a whirlwind.
Straight ahead is Terry Allen to the 15. Again for a McDonald's game break. Let's return. 2nd and 8 Redskins at their own 15. They lead Dallas 14-6.
And again, they're having problems with their formations.
2 tight ends set up. One of them in motion. Jenkins stays in to block. Farad intended, I think, for Westbrook. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL is prohibited.
You know, there are some guys that just know how to get ready and beat other guys, and you just have the feeling that Norv Turner knows how to get his team ready to play the Dallas Cowboys better than anyone.
Well, he coached here. He knows them. They say that's overrated. The pass is batted into the air and caught by the Redskins' Jamie Asher, and that'll be enough for a first down, Washington.
And that was a third down, and you talk about things going your way.
And a big one.
You know that you need some breaks in this game, and you're going to have some big plays, and you're going to have some tough plays, and you're going to have some lucky plays, and this may be one of those. I mean, the ball is tapped up in the air. Jamie Asher does a jump ball in front of 2 Dallas Cowboys, and then rambles and rumbles and stumbles to a first down.
And big old Ed Simmons is back at tight end. I bet he enjoys that.
Well, I think he'd rather be playing right tackle, but if you're not playing right tackle, that's not bad.
Farad going to work and going deep. And again, the receiver, Henry Ellard, had a step.
Those are the things. They know that, you know, out there on that right side, you know that you can get some double moves. And that's what this is when you come and you do a stop and go or an out and go. That's a triple move.
That was
a stop and go, and then an out and go, and then a go, and it was on Darren Woodson.
You know you got to have good protection to run anything like that.
Well, you know, Norv had those plays, and he told us last night that he's going to get some plays. He's going to have some guys open, but he doesn't know if Gus will hit him.
This is Terry Allen, and Allen breaks through for another Redskin first down. Brock Marion finally dragged him down.
He ran that one like a runaway freight.
Did he?
Did you see Omar Stoutmeyer come up there to hit him, and he just ran right over him? And watch Terry Allen here. He does a little of that counter step, and then watch how he finds a hole here, and then watch him finish it right here. Boom. He just runs right over Stoutmeyer. I mean, this guy, you know, when you look at Terry Allen and the way he runs and the way he plays, he's just a football player. And that's the way football should be played, the way Terry Allen plays it.
Logan gets it outside the 45 to the 47. He's not that big, or doesn't appear to be that big. Terry Allen, 210. That's big, but he doesn't look that big.
You see, and Norv Turner is still making those counter plays. I mean, he runs to Terry Allen. Then when you think you're going to zero in on Terry Allen, he runs to the fullback. Remember, he started with Larry Bowie early in the game, and that time is Mark Logan who's taken his place, just to get you to where you're not sure what they're going to do. Norv Turner and the Redskins offense always keeps you a little off balance.
2nd and 6. Allen taken down by Godfrey and by Hennings.
You know, when we were watching the Redskins in their walkthrough yesterday, you could just see those guys, and they're so big. I mean, you just look at that left side, that Joe Patton over there and Trey Johnson at left guard. And you think if you have to run something, that's not bad getting in there behind those guys. I mean, look at the size. Look at the size of number 77, Trey Johnson there. I mean, if you're going to get in behind something, why not get in behind this stuff right there? That's not bad stuff.
That's better than 320 apiece. The flip is back to Allen, and he's stripped up, and he won't get the first down, and the Redskins will have to punt it.
What in the heck was that play?
I have not seen that before.
I don't know. I mean, it was kind of, it's a fake to the fullback here. See to Logan. Oh, he ran into Logan is what it was. And Gus Farad just kind of improvised on that play. That's dangerous.
Kind of a dangerous play.
But still, Terry Allen working for the first down. Watch Logan comes in there, and he runs right into Farad. I think he was going to fake to Logan and pitch out to Allen.
It's going to be the option play, maybe.
Yeah, well, Logan ran into him, made some kind of option out of it. Maybe wasn't supposed to be.
Maybe. Turks punt, aim for the corner, and out of bounds. Looks like it is about the 3-yard line.
Coffin corner.
Coffin corner. There's another expression we haven't heard in a long time. 14-6 Washington. Look forward to seeing the blockbuster blimp at future events here at Fox Sports. The house with the hole in the roof.
Remember when they put the 2-point conversion back in pro football? It was for games like this. You know that the Cowboys are one touchdown away from tying this game. One touchdown and a two-point conversion, of course.
Here is Aikman back to throw in the end zone. Swings it outside, incomplete, intended for Irvin.
Yeah, it looks like to me that Chris Dishman has gotten the best of Michael Irvin out there today. And, you know, whether he's had any help or not is just that, you know, he's kind of been over him all day. I mean, he's been there and he's done these little things that just kind of frustrate him. I mean, he's kind of there all the time and kind of pushing and just, you know, just grabbing and just having an arm out there and, you know, punching in the face, grabbing a jersey. I mean, he's been kind of pecking at him all day.
Aikman again retreats in the end zone. Up the middle, complete to Bjornsson. That'll get the Cowboys out of the shadow of their own end zone and goalposts.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys have found one area to work on that's been pretty effective, and that's the area of Jesse Campbell. I mean, they've been able to run some things, take advantage of Jesse Campbell. You know, that pass there on Jesse Campbell, because they can't get anything on those two corners, Chris Dishman and Darrell Green.
1st and 10 at the 24. Aikman back. Incomplete. Intended again for Irvin. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner, directed by the new grandfather, Sandy Grossman. The associate directors, Mike Roig. The broadcast associates are Fran Morrison and Charles McDonald. Technical producer Bob Muller. Studio produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Senior producers Bill Brown. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Here is Aikman back on 2nd down. And finally dragged out of bounds outside the 40 to 42 by Chris Dishman.
And Michael Irvin wins this battle. He has to win a few more on this drive for the Cowboys to get a touchdown. You see, he gets a little push. He gets a little physical there. Then when he makes the break, once he takes that first step away from Dishman, the ball is out of Troy Aikman's hand. The ball is out of there, and it's on its way before Michael Irvin ever makes that last turn.
Dishman just hung on. 1st down. LaFleur in motion. Aikman will throw it again to Irvin. The slant gets him to midfield. Dishman again. The longest scoring drive this season for the Cowboys has been 81 yards. This one, if they score, and that's a big if, would be 97 yards.
But they're doing one thing that I like on this drive. I mean, you know, Troy Aikman's your guy. He's a leader. He's the offense of the Cowboys. Michael Irvin is your playmaker. You have to score. You have to get him the ball.
That's Emmett Smith, and there's nothing there.
You know, and he's the third one, Emmett Smith. I mean, and that's Ernie Zampese, and that's what he says. You know, that we're going to take what we do best, and we're going to have our best guys do it. So he's calling plays now, and this is the time where you really get down to it. I mean, this could be the making or breaking drive of the Dallas Cowboys.
They need about a yard, maybe a little bit less, for a 1st down.
Well, obviously, with 4 minutes to go here, they are going to have two shots to get a 1st down here. So if you knew you can get it, it's not bad to go for a big one on this play. You know, go for a play pass.
Big if.
Yeah, it is a big if, because their success rate on 4th and short hasn't been amazing over the last couple of years.
4:05 left to play. Washington 14, Dallas 6. Ball just across midfield at the Redskin 49. 3rd and short. Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Handoff, and they don't get it. Lost yardage.
Yeah, he lost yardage, and now they have to go to that 4th down, that pass play.
Those of you who watched the 49ers overcome Carolina 27-19, welcome to Texas Stadium. This is 3rd down and short for the Cowboys, and they'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and the guy that made the play was a strong safety. We always talk about that 8th man up. That time they brought Jesse Campbell up, and he was the guy that got the penetration inside.
4th and about 2 now. And Aikman retreats. Where is it? There it is. Michael Irvin. to the 20.
That was a heck of a play by Troy Aikman and great pass protection. Troy Aikman was trying to go to the left. He looked at one receiver to the left, a second receiver to the left, and he finally came back to Michael Irvin, who was his third receiver. But watch this pass protection. See him look left, look to the middle. Now the third receiver, and he even pumped and waited to get it out there to Michael Irvin. I'll tell you, that is Troy Aikman. That is also good pass protection because Michael Irvin was able to do this. See that Troy still had the ball and come off a pattern, stay alert, and keep working and give Troy Aikman something to throw to.
He got just across the 20. The Redskins have a player down. The clock is stopped. The Cowboys 1st and 10 at the Redskin 20. 4 out of 6 for 79 yards. Irvin on this drive 3 out of 50. 3 catches for 58 yards. So it's been the playmaker making plays and the quarterback making throws. Incomplete. Anthony Miller, and wait, there's a flag down.
Yeah, he'd been working Michael Irvin, like you said, Pat, on that drive. Then he decided to go to the other side to Anthony Miller. I think this is going to be pass interference against the Redskins, and it is. Remember now, being down by 8 points, the Cowboys need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Interference on the defense, number 28. First down.
You don't often catch him.
Darrell Green is right out here. Here's Anthony Miller. He's going to run a slant. You're going to see Darrell Green come off with him to the inside and grabbed him right there just before the ball got there. And then usually when you see them back off and raise their hands back like that, that means they did it.
1st and goal for the Cowboys at about the 9. Here's Aikman with time, lots of time. 5. No. Miller had a chance.
Again, the Redskins really haven't gotten a big pass rush on this drive because Aikman has had time a number of times to look for guys and go to his 3rd and 4th receivers. That time he threw it low there to Anthony Miller. He could have had a shot at it, but it would have been a great catch.
Would have been a great catch. 2nd and goal at the 9. Protection again the key. Redskins lay back. Out of bounds is Bjornsson.
I don't understand that pass to the tight end for none yards. I don't know what the pattern is where the tight end is taught to run none yards.
I don't think it's in the playbook anyway.
No, I mean, I know he's trying to hit his tight end because he's throwing a slant. He's having the outside guy run a slant and the tight end running out. And so if you come off with the slant, then he throws the out. And if you come with the out, he throws the slant. Well, they're making him throw the out, but they're none yards.
2 minutes to play. Washington 14, Dallas 6. Coverage, the world's funniest, except on the West Coast when it'll be seen in its regular time. 3rd and goal, the ball at the 6. We'd like to welcome those of you who just joined us to Texas Stadium. Head coach Barry Switzer, owner Jerry Jones. The Cowboys trailing 14-6. And the season is down to 2 plays maybe. Touchdown. Irvin. Now they have a chance to tie it. Remember John Madden talking about a little bit earlier the 2-point conversion. Dallas's success rate this year is 1 out of 4. The NFL success rate is 40%.
And Troy Aikman proved that he was the man, and Michael Irvin on this drive proved that he was a playmaker because he just kept fighting. He just kept fighting and fighting every time. Chris Dishman has been on him all day, and they've been fighting all day. And then on this final drive here, Michael Irvin has won all the battles.
Here is Aikman for 2. Emmitt Smith, and the Cowboys tie it. Washington 14, Dallas 14. A minute 55 left to play. The Redskins down to 1 timeout.
You never count a champion out until the final bell rings. That's what Troy Aikman was on this drive. He was darn near perfect. He knew that it had to be in his hand, and he took them all the way down the field, throwing the ball, mixing it around, throwing it to Michael Irvin. Then he had to make this play for the tie.
And the 3 guys who carried him in through the 90s till now, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, and Michael Irvin, carry him to a tie in that last drive.
Well, they were nicknamed the triplets. Now you can see they got the fight back in them, too.
The fight had gone for a while.
I tell you, I think when they got down there in that 3-yard line, they had 97 yards to go. You could just see Troy Aikman said, let's go do it. That big 4th down play, where he had all that time to find Michael Irvin, who was really his 3rd receiver, was a great line play.
But he kept working. Kickoff sails into the end zone, and they'll down it. The Redskins will and take over at the 20. Brian Mitchell.
That's just for the touchdown. Troy Aikman knows that he has to do it, and he's going to look, and he's looking, and he finds Michael Irvin, and he says, I'm going to take my chances with that battle. They looked like they were even. They looked like they were fighting. I'm going to take it. Look at Troy Aikman right there. He's getting in there, and he's giving them a talk. Then they all put their hands together. You can just feel in that meeting, in that group, you can feel a sense of urgency.
97 yards to tie the game. The Redskins 1st and 10 at their own 20. They have only 1 timeout. Farad to Taylor Allen. Coakley shoves him out of bounds.
This is what the Cowboys have to be thinking now is to get the ball back, because they have their timeouts, and I would think with this field position that the Cowboys would be using the timeouts on defense if the Redskins don't go out of bounds.
And the Redskins should be thinking, do we stay in bounds? We've only got 1 timeout left, or do we force overtime? Pass is incomplete.
I think when you're on the road, you force overtime.
Norv
Turner is thinking that right now. Do you go for a pass or do you go for a run? An incomplete pass, of course, would stop the clock. An incomplete run would make him use a timeout.
He's putting his pass receiving unit, which includes Brian Mitchell, Chris Thomas, into the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run that play with Brian Mitchell this time.
Well, Mitchell, I wouldn't, just knowing Norv Turner, he is not a conservative play caller. I would expect him to throw a ball here and try and get a 1st down.
They burned their last timeout.
Well, again, it was that formation thing. They've had trouble this whole game with that formation. When they get their 3 and 4 wide receivers in there, they've had trouble all day getting them aligned properly. Norv Turner just folds his arm and thinks, well, we just wasted another one there. But this is a big call here. This is a big call for Norv Turner. You know, do you go and throw the ball and get a 1st down, and then you get to run more time off the clock? Although the Cowboys do have all 3 of their timeouts. Or do you go conservative and run the ball?
Following football coverage, the world's funniest, except on the West Coast, where you'll see it at its regular time. Nothing funny about what's going on right here.
Now, this is pretty tight. You know, we started this game talking about a rivalry and tradition and what great games these were between the Cowboys and the Redskins. And I'll tell you, we have another one here today. This is fun.
Both teams have to win.
And listen to this crowd. This crowd knows it, too. We talk about urgency of the players and urgency of the coaches and owners. These fans even have a little urgency.
Farad gives to Mitchell. Mitchell won't get the first down. He's chased down by Shante Carver.
The Cowboys should take a timeout, and I think they just did because I see the clock stop.
Well, here comes everybody. Woodson's down.
See, because the Cowboys are going to get the ball back again. Of course, you have Deion Sanders as a punt returner. They're going to get the ball back here in pretty good field position.
With 2 timeouts left.
Here's Darren Woodson right here. We'll see what happened to him in that play. Remember, he's had a bad knee, and he's missed a game already this year with the bad knee. And I don't know. It looks like he did something when he was jumping over the pile there. Because when you have a bad knee or a bad anything, it doesn't take much to re-injure it.
Well, you try to protect it, and in doing so and trying to protect it, whatever you do, you do awkwardly. That looks like something happened in the front of his leg, though. They're adding 3 seconds to the clock, back to 1:37.
Yeah, I think that's when they took time out.
Yep.
Remember, after they stopped Brian Mitchell on the run, they took time out before they even knew that Darren Woodson was injured. And the Cowboys still have 2 timeouts, but they will get a timeout, an automatic timeout after the punt at change of possession. Look at those eyes of Troy Aikman. He has some fire in there today. And in this fourth quarter, it was like some light went off in there, and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and said, if we're going to do it, let's go do it.
Scoring plays today. First off, Terry Allen.
Following big Trey Johnson in there, his big right guard.
That tied the score. They added the extra point to go ahead 7-6. This was Henry Ellard.
He had a little push off there.
Redskins' second score.
And Henry Ellard did kind of change the momentum for these Redskins.
Here's Aikman looking back to the playmaker, Michael Irvin, who was in the end zone when he made the reception, was knocked backwards. Again, following football coverage, the world's funniest, except on the West Coast. Well, we had the sun going down on the Dallas season. What time does the sun come up?
I don't know, but we saw the sun go down, and we saw the sun almost go down in the Cowboys season, and maybe it's like a shade. You know, maybe it went down there and someone started to pull it back up again.
Maybe.
And I think that someone that pulled it back up was Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin.
And Emmitt Smith. And the offensive line, who gave Aikman a lot of time.
I'll tell you, and they have to be credited, you know, because they were the area, you know, you say George Hegeman's playing left tackle, and they got Tony Hudson playing right tackle for the first time, but on that drive, they gave Troy Aikman excellent protection.
You know, he said yesterday, we were talking to him, he said, I like these 2 young guys because they are going to make mistakes. They're going to miss some blocks, but they're going to fight you.
And then I was talking about what Nate Newton said when he came on the bus before the game. He says, we're going to go out and have some fun today.
Matt Turk has averaged almost 50 yards today.
He has some rockets in that leg.
And you don't want to outkick the coverage when you got a dangerous man like Deion Sanders back deep. Cowboys do try to block it. This is not his best. Turk kicks it out of bounds, and the Cowboys will take over at their own 43.
And now the Cowboys have great field position.
32-yard punt. This was a meeting over on the Dallas sideline earlier.
And this is a situation that Troy Aikman was talking about. We're going to get the ball back, and when we do, let's do something with it. And with this great field position, all he needs here to get in field goal position is a couple of first downs.
And he has 2 timeouts to work with.
And 1:29 seconds and 2 timeouts, that's plenty of time to go for a touchdown. But again, a couple of first downs, get it down to the 30 would be their first goal.
3 wide receivers. That's Irvin going in motion, Emmitt Smith behind Aikman. Irvin. The pass from Aikman. Caught by Fred Williams for a first down. Woodson will not be back.
You know, it's interesting that Ernie Zampesi's been much maligned for calling plays, but in the fourth quarter of this game, he's been calling some pretty good ones, hasn't he?
He's chewed up a lot of pencils. Intended for Emmitt Smith. Knocked away by Williams. Jamel Williams. They think he's going to be a very fine player.
Well, they think he's going to be a lot like Darren Woodson. He was the same type of player. He was a linebacker in college who the Redskins made a safety out of. That's the same history that Darren Woodson has.
Richie Cunningham.
Little Richie Cunningham, he's getting ready to be in real good field goal range. The Cowboys need about 15 more yards.
Clock is stopped with 1 minute and 4 seconds. Here's Aikman. Again, he has a lot of time, and again the pass is complete to Bjornsson.
Yeah, I wonder what the average completion yardage is of his completion to a tight end.
Both Bjornsson and LaFleur.
Yeah, that's been killing.
It's got to be less
today.
than 5 yards.
I mean, it may be like 2.
Maybe. 42 seconds, clock running. Third down. Aikman throws. Pass caught. This is Anthony Miller.
See, and Anthony Miller knew what he was doing. Again, we talk about knowing where that first down marker is. Anthony Miller, the first down marker here, was beyond it.
Cowboys have taken a timeout. They have one left now.
See, he had to get to that 30-yard line. Now, that did 2 things. That's going to give the Cowboys a first down so they can go for some shots at the end zone. Plus, it puts them in field goal range right now.
You don't want a penalty. You don't want an interception.
Now, you don't want any turnover. You don't want anything that's going to lose any yardage.
Darren Woodson.
But if I had that situation, I don't know that I would rather have anyone have the ball than Troy Aikman. And I think Norv Turner, as you look at him right now, he knows that as well as anyone.
Probably better than anyone.
Probably better because he probably knows Troy Aikman better than anyone.
Well, he trained him, developed him. Aikman retreats. Here's Aikman scrambling for 3 yards. Getting Cunningham a little bit closer. They've saved 1 timeout.
Yeah, see, and you know that Troy Aikman knew that he can't take a sack. He wants to, he wants his team to get up there. Oh, I don't know that he wanted to do that, though.
Still had a timeout.
Yeah, but he didn't have to do that.
No. That's a down gone.
Yeah, but that brings up 4th down.
Got to go for the field goal.
They have to kick the field goal.
Got to go to. That's 3rd down. 3rd down.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the down marker, and it was 3rd down. I thought you can't do that on 3rd down. No, so he's buying this one more play, and then he can do whatever because he still has his timeout.
Aikman gives to Smith to the 25, and now they'll use the timeout. And now Cunningham will have a timeout to think. Barry Switzer.
Joe Avizano there, the special teams coach, is trying to get everyone to quiet down. Jerry Jones is saying my presence willed them to win. He came down.
Yeah.
Nothing was going right until Jerry Jones came down there to the sideline.
You think he said that to himself? My presence?
Yeah, he willed them. I mean, I think he did go down there to will them to win, and he believes that he could will them to win. He first went down there and some bad things happened because when he first got down there, that was right before Henry Ellard scored a touchdown.
If you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. And he believes it.
I wonder what the thoughts are going through all their minds right now. Wouldn't you like to see?
I can tell you what's going through his mind.
What?
Nothing. It's just a blank.
Is that what you do as a kicker? You just go blank?
If you're a good one.
Just go blank? I mean,
you're not even aware that anybody's around.
But you still see and feel and smell.
You see? No, I don't know about.
Look at this. Look at this. They're all holding hands there on the sideline. This is a moment.
Bjornsson is the holder. Hellestray, the center. Cunningham, the kicker, and it's right down the pipe. yards out. 4 seconds. No timeouts. And a long trip back to Washington. Woodson got well in a hurry to watch it go through.
North couldn't get it turned.
Nope.
It's a game of inches.
Inside the upright. That's all that counts.
Well, there's no way that Richie Cunningham is going to kick this ball in the air.
His 30th field goal of the year. 4 seconds left.
What you do on this kick is you just try and roll it down the middle and make them field it, and then that'll take off the whole 4 seconds. The clock starts when they first touch the ball, not when it's kicked.
The bouncer. Handled by the tight end Asher. He's going to lateral it back, or looking to. Game's over. The play of the game is brought to you by Energizer, and has to be that touchdown pass. To Irvin. The 2-point conversion was just as big. And let's go down to Mike Ducey.
All right, Troy Aikman, talk about the drive, the 97-yard drive that got you back to tie this football game.
Well, we knew at the time that was going to be our last opportunity to get back in the game. We knew we had to get a touchdown. Guys did a nice job. We talked about it one play at a time. Guys made plays when they had to make them, and my hat's off to all those guys.
What did this comeback do to the rest of your season, and did this save your season today?
Well, it probably saved us. I mean, this game was a big game, but if we don't go on to take care of business from here, then this one won't really matter too much. But I think we all realize that in order to keep our hopes alive and get back in the race and have any kind of chance to win the East, we had to win today.
Given the way the offense was performing early, did you fear at one point that maybe this just wasn't going to be the day?
Well, we struggled. There's no question about that. It was frustrating. It's been frustrating all year, but I think a sign of a good football team was one that's able to battle back. We were able to put the adversity behind us and come out and win a football game.
All right, Troy Aikman, thank you.
Troy's not going to sing the national anthem tonight, is he? Coming up on the Fox NFL Sunday postgame report, we'll get you up to date on all the scores from around the league. That's all next on the Fox NFL Sunday postgame report.